Bethesda needs to leave Fallout 4 alone. This shouldn't require a TED talk, but here we are. It's 2026 and Fallout 4 keeps getting monetized and updated into the dirt. Fallout 4 launched in 2015. It sold almost 30 million copies. It got DLC, some of it is pretty good, some, not all of it. It got mods, and those mods basically kept the game alive for a decade without Bethesda lifting a finger. For years, Fallout 4 existed in a perfect ecosystem. Modders fixed everything. Modders added everything. PC players committed war crimes in the creation kit, and console players downloaded whatever scraps Bethesda allowed. Nobody was screaming for next-gen patches or anniversary remasters. And then Bethesda remembered, oh yeah, Fallout exists, and that immediately screwed things up. Before I get into the chaos, let's review something obvious. Fallout 4 is not a live service game. It does not need seasonal updates. It does not need battle passes. It does not need content drops. It needs two things: stability and mods. That's it. Those two things were the entire post-2017 ecosystem of Fallout 4, and it was working fine without Bethesda doing anything at all. And then the patches came. Let's talk about the next-gen update. April 2024, the Great Revival, the big comeback of Fallout 4. The marketing copy basically said, look everyone, we remember this game exists. Here's some frame boosts and a couple of Creation Club leftovers. Console players got a small frame uplift. Okay, nice. A few ancient bug fixes got sprinkled in. Sure. And then they bundled in content that looks suspiciously like leftovers from the Creation Club era. Stuff that wasn't even compelling enough to sell back when they tried selling everything like it was Skyrim horse armor with a fresh coat of paint. And they slapped ultra-wide support on the features list, which was aspirational at best. Because here's the problem, the next-gen update detonated the mod ecosystem. On PC, mods broke everywhere. On console, players had no rollback option. The mod community normalized the idea of just revert the executable, which is already insane when you're doing it for a single-player game from 2015. But regardless, PC players could actually do it. Console players were just stuck with whatever broken build Bethesda blessed them with. And it gets better. Ultra-wide support was practically a prank. UI stretched, Pip-Boy stretched, HUD stretched. Everything looked like someone dragged the interface out across 3 monitors with a crowbar. Oh, and modders already had ultra-wide support working for years, by the way. Bethesda's update broke that too. And then there was the Steam Deck certification debacle. Fallout 4 got labeled with a little green playable on deck badge. And to do that, Bethesda removed the launcher that let players change advanced graphics settings. This meant PC players suddenly lost toggles they'd been using for nearly a decade. Because nothing says next gen like removing menu options for convenience. And then there's the new bugs. Patch-induced crashes, UI glitches, VATs misbehaving, save corruption cases, skybox issues from Fallout 76 somehow leaked into Fallout 4. I don't even know how that works. But Fallout 76 contaminating Fallout 4 is one of the darkest timelines, if you really think about it. And then Bethesda vanished. Silence for months. Modders were terrified to update their mods because every patch felt like stepping onto a landmine. Some were waiting for the next update that, of course, took ages to arrive, and when it did arrive, it broke things again anyway. And while all this digital pyromania was happening, another project had to sit on its hands. Fallout London. The biggest, most ambitious Fallout mod in years. Delayed by the next-gen update because it would have launched into a broken executable. Imagine spending years building a total conversion mod and then having Bethesda blow up the foundation 1 week before release. Fallout London eventually released to massive praise from fans, from modders, from YouTubers. Everyone except Bethesda. They barely acknowledged it. Todd Howard did the diplomatic, I haven't played it thing during interviews.
I wondered if you had a chance to check out the Fallout London mod.
Only some videos that I've seen online. I have not played it.
The general feeling online was simply that Fallout London proved something very uncomfortable. It proved that the best Fallout content in recent years did not come from Bethesda. So what does Bethesda do next? They drop the Anniversary Edition. And that's where comedy turns into tragedy. The Anniversary Edition basically reverted some previous changes, broke mods again, introduced store issues, broke the creation menu, and, my personal favorite, raised the price. You could buy Fallout 4 for $20 for years. Anniversary Edition pushed that number to $60, right as millions of new fans from the TV show hit Steam looking to try the game for the first time. I guess there's nothing like a price hike to celebrate your own problems. Oh, and also, the Anniversary Edition completely broke the game for a lot of console players. Yep, it's just flat out unplayable for a significant portion of the players. Good one, Bethesda. Bethesda was pushing paid Pip-Boy recolors in a community where modders freely release entire new quests, weapons, factions, and lighting overhauls. It's like selling bottled water at a public drinking fountain that you don't even maintain. And double points for the irony that the free mods are almost always better and higher quality than the actual creations. Look, Fallout 4 was stable for years. It was not perfect, it was not structurally pristine, but it was stable enough for modders to build on top of. Bethesda destabilized it repeatedly for updates that introduced monetization, broke functionality, delayed fan projects, which were better than what Bethesda was putting out, and generated months of chaos. Fallout 4 didn't need a next-gen facelift. It didn't need an Anniversary Edition. What it needed was for Bethesda to not touch it at all. If you zoom out, the pattern gets even more interesting. Let's take Bethesda's output timeline and compare it with studios that actually, do what studios do, release games. Fallout 4 launched in 2015. Between 2015 and 2023, Bethesda's development output looked like this. Light involvement in Fallout 76, which was handled mostly by Bethesda Austin and other branches, and Starfield. That's it. 8 years for one live service experiment they didn't fully make, and one new IP that cost $200 million and launched to, at best, mixed reviews. Now, for comparison's sake, let's look at From Software in that same time frame. They released Bloodborne 2015, Dark Souls 3 2016, Sekiro 2019, Elden Ring 2022, Armed Core 6 2023, Elden Ring DLC 2024. This is an assassin-level kill streak from a studio that doesn't even make games with budgets comparable to Bethesda. You want to compare it to something else? Here's Capcom during that same span. Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Again, this is actual output. Even Obsidian, Bethesda's former project partner, has been releasing new titles at a steady pace on, of course, smaller budgets, while Bethesda sits on two multi-billion-dollar IPs and moves slower than the speed of two snails pushing three snails. Oh, and then you have Rockstar, which is Bethesda's spiritual comparison point. Bethesda wants that Rockstar prestige. Rockstar releases single games that sell $1 billion plus on launch week, and then disappear for years because they can. They can afford to. Bethesda releases Skyrim 10 times, and then takes 8 years to make Starfield. Rockstar can leave Red Dead 2 alone because it doesn't need live service CPR to print money. Bethesda keeps trying to resell Fallout 4 content like it's Fortnite skins. Now let's talk about the moment when Bethesda could have actually done something smart. the Fallout TV show. It detonated. Fallout suddenly became truly mainstream. Old games spiked on Steam, new players flooded in, modding communities exploded in traffic. This was the biggest cultural moment for Fallout since Fallout 3. And what did Bethesda have prepared for this moment? Nothing. No remaster of New Vegas, no remaster of Fallout 3, no curated mod packs, no marketing beat, no roadmap, no tease for Fallout 5, no collector's re-releases, no welcome new players bundle that wasn't Creation Club skins. They didn't even have a patch ready for Fallout 76. The dev team for Fallout 76 ramped up after the show came out, not before, which means there was no coordinated corporate strategy for capturing that surge. And so the scramble began. Fallout 76 updates rushed. Fallout 4 updates rushed. Anniversary Edition pushed. Price hike applied. Creations promoted. This was zero synergy. This was pure panic. Meanwhile, the Fallout fandom had been starved for actual new Fallout content for a decade. Fallout 4 came out in 2015, 11 years ago, and Fallout 5 is nowhere near close. Todd has said publicly that it's after Elder Scrolls 6, and Elder Scrolls 6 is not near release either. Optimistic estimates put Fallout 4 in the early to mid 2030s, and those are optimistic estimates. Fallout fans waited 7 years between Fallout 3 and 4, and of course they had New Vegas in between. Now they're staring down a potential 18-year gap between Fallout 4 and 5. And Bethesda somehow thinks Fallout 76 fills that void. It doesn't. It's not even the same genre of game. It's a spin-off that exists to generate microtransactions. That's the purpose of 76. These choices are wild when you lay them out. Bethesda owns Fallout. Bethesda owns Oblivion and Skyrim lineage. Bethesda owns Starfield now. Microsoft owns Bethesda. Microsoft owns Obsidian. The pieces exist to make new Fallout content easily. All they had to do was greenlight Obsidian to handle something, anything. New Vegas 2, Fallout spin-off, Fallout remaster, Fallout collection. I mean, hell, Fallout anthology. Instead, we got a next-gen patch nobody asked for, a monetized anniversary edition that broke the game for so many players, multiple broken DLC states, Creation Club skins, and the privilege of waiting 15 to 18 years for the next numbered entry. The modern Bethesda strategy for Fallout can be summarized in 5 words. Touch old content for profit. And every time they touch Fallout 4, they break something in the process. Console players are the biggest victim of this, by the way. PC players can roll back, patch, mod, workaround, hack solutions, or just wait for Nexus mods to fix the timeline. Console players, they have to eat whatever patch Bethesda drops and cross their fingers the DLC still loads, which, by the way, it often doesn't. That's not support, that's interference, Bethesda. You are treating a single-player moddable RPG like a platform. Fallout 4 is not a platform, Bethesda. It's a finished game that modders extended into immortality. Bethesda keeps trying to modernize it into a revenue endpoint, and every update feels like corporate maintenance on a house they don't even live in anymore. Fallout 4 could have and should have stayed legendary with zero developer input. It was already stable. Fallout 4 already had a massive modding ecosystem. It already had ultra-wide support via mods. It already had texture packs, EMBs, custom quests, survival overhauls, weapon packs, lighting upgrades, animation fixes, dialogue expansions. Every single thing a next-gen patch was supposed to provide was already provided by the community for free. And then Bethesda came in, tried to stable monetization to a community that was self-sufficient and broke stability in the process. So here's my thesis and conclusion. Bethesda, you need to get away and leave Fallout 4 alone. It doesn't need more patches. It doesn't need more creations. It doesn't need more anniversary editions. It certainly doesn't need more price hikes. It doesn't need more gen updates. It needs you, Bethesda, to stop interfering so that modders can keep this thing alive like they have been doing successfully and for free for over a decade. Fallout 4 is proof that a community can and will maintain a game far better than a corporation if the corporation just gets out of the way. So Bethesda, genuinely stop touching it, stop fixing it, stop supporting it, just let it sit. Let modders cook. Let fans play. Let console players not live in fear of the next patch bricking their DLC again. You already made your money on Fallout 4. Let everyone else enjoy what's left of it in peace.